Hey guys, Danielle, the Salty Cooker here. It has been months. I think since like November since we've been live. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. The cameraman, as always, is my husband, Joe. Joe, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I am here behind the camera watching the chat roll. And so if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in there, say hello. Hopefully you guys can hear us okay. And yeah, I'll make sure to get your questions over to Danielle or make something up if we're not sure what the answer is.
Yeah. He's going to try to help me out here with this because I'm still a little bit, I feel overall better. I still have like a little bit of a tickle in my throat. Many of you guys know that I've been under the weather for the past week, but it's like my brain still has not recovered. So we're going to go a little bit slow today because I want to make sure that we hit all the steps. But the most important thing today is what we're making. We are making cassoulet with D'Artagnan. I'm so excited to make this dish with you guys. I made it, I think it was about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it must have been 2 weeks ago because the plan was to go live last week, and obviously I was under the weather, and you guys would not want to see this or hear this. It was not good. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's so flavorful. I had never made cassoulet before, and it definitely, I can see how it can be even versatile, where you can use, different things. If you want to punch it up with a few different flavors, you can always do that. But today we are going to use their kit, which I absolutely love. And that's the one thing that I forgot to do is pull out the kit.
Well, if you want to go get the kit, we've got a ton of people joining
Okay.
and saying hello. So I'm going to do some shout outs real quick. Pilly Pie Your Side, I think, said hello, cameraman. Hello. Melocene said hello. Audio is perfect. Good. We're a little
Awesome.
out of practice. We haven't done this for a minute. So, just making sure. Our buddy Harry McNeff is here.
Man, we have the OG on here.
Yeah.
He's been here from the beginning of the Salty Cooker.
Smoking What said, I'm only here because of my half a friend.
So I'm confused because you were trying to talk me into changing this for like, I think 8 p.m. I'm like, dude, I'm in bed at 8. So like 6 o'clock, I'm drinking coffee to stay up and stay with you guys.
And our friends D'Artagnan Foods are here and
Hey
said
guys.
hello.
Thank you for joining.
Sweet Monkey said, hi guys.
What's up, girlfriend? How are you doing?
Somebody said, let's see, Match One Andy said, Joe joining Boyfriends of Instagram Club. A little bit past the boyfriend stage, but, I'll take it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of other people joining on. Hello from North Carolina from Diane Woodruff. And yeah, lots of other people. So sorry I can't keep up with everyone here. We're going to jump ahead and let Danielle get you guys caught back up. Tell them, everybody, we've got a lot of more people join. So tell everybody what you're making again.
We are making cassoulet with D'Artagnan today. So I saw this kit on D'Artagnan's website, which I'm going to show it all to you guys in a little bit. But anybody who knows me, friends, family, people on Instagram, Facebook, everybody knows my favorite gift in the whole wide world is food. You can't go wrong with food. And so when I saw this kit on their website, it was just like, this is genius. Why don't we shoot something like this? It's a lot of fun. You buy it, you get the kit, and it has everything that you need besides like a handful of ingredients, and it makes it super simple. So with Valentine's Day coming up, I like to make some fancier meals for Valentine's Day and then like desserts and stuff like that. So this one, you guys, it is so good. And the leftovers are even better. So we're making cassoulet, and I'm going to show you guys what's in the kit here. So you get the box, and we are going to, this is like the finest ingredients for making cassoulet. I don't know what I just tossed it, yeah. Actually, I had an extra one of these because I was going to show you guys something. Okay. Just pull this out and get rid of this here. So here is our ingredients for making it. Now we're not going to use all of it. We're going to use like half of one of the garlic sausage. So then you can just cut that in half, freeze the other half later. We're using, I don't know how to say this, ventrichet. I'm going to French it up a little bit and say ventrichet.
I think you nailed it.
Yeah. So we're going to use half of one of those, which I had, with this recipe, it has a couple different steps, and I was trying to figure out how to make it. Like, we have one in the oven. I was trying to figure out the different steps on making it, so I saved one, but it doesn't matter. I switched gears and we're going to make most of it together besides the beans. So you're going to also get a package of haricot tarbias. I'm not one with the words, guys. You're going to have to just look that one up. So you're going to get a bag of dried beans, put them in a plastic container, you know, like this, where it's just going to cover a little bit, and then fill it up with water. Let it sit overnight. That water's going to, or the beans are going to absorb the water, and then you're going to go ahead and start the cooking process. So let's go and get started. I'm going to put this aside here. And as you guys have questions, OGs, you guys already know that Joe's there. He's going to ask questions. Anybody new with us, just pop them up with Joe, and he'll get them over to me.
One question just came through asking, is it spicy, like hot spicy?
Not at all. It is not spicy. It doesn't have any heat to it. Now, if you do like heat, I could definitely see adding some heat to it. Like you could add even a little bit more pepper. It's a very rich, super flavorful meal, and it's really easy to make. There's only really a couple steps, but no, it's just a very flavorful meal, especially with the sausages, the duck. We have a lot of richness in it. It is so good.
And D'Artagnan threw us a hand and said they're pronounced tarbay beans.
Tarbay.
Tarbay,
beans.
yeah.
Tarbay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're both a little slow on the pronunciation.
Yeah. We even argue about like the pecans, caramel. So in that new, I forget what commercial it was, but it was like some new food came out and they were like, caramel, whatever, just eat it. Yeah, that's Joe and I. So we're going to start off with the cheesecloth. I just have a big old wad of cheesecloth because I use it a lot. And I also use it for just like prop decoration. You can also buy bags, like little bags of cheesecloth, normally at your grocery store. So this is what we're going to put into the beans. Get rid of that. And I love this meal because it has everything that you need to know about it. All the ingredients are right there, the step-by-step. And guys, I will also link this once we're done filming and I post this. I will also post a link over to my website that will have the full recipe on there. So if you guys wanted to print it out there too, you can always do that. And I'll also include a link to go to D'Artagnan's site so you can buy the kit. They have different kit options for different size groups too. So if you guys are getting together, you got a big group, I mean, this is perfect. I think they have one that goes, they may pop you up. It's like 8 to 10 or 6 to 8. I mean, it's a large meal. And even this one where it says, I think it's like 2 to 4 people, this could definitely feed, like it's going to be a big portion.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our cheesecloth. We're going to go ahead and add our peppercorns. And I just have a mix of peppercorns, but, you know, just do your favorite ones. And let's see, I think it's about 10 peppercorns. Add that in the middle. It has a sprig of thyme. And I love the flavor of thyme, so I just do a little amount like that. And it has parsley. I forgot parsley too. Hold on one second.
Smokin' Watt wants to know, is cheesecloth made of cheese?
It is.
That's a fair question, you know.
You know,
Yes, you
he's
find
always
it-
starting something.
You find it in the cheese aisle, right?
Yeah. Go to the cheese aisle and start looking. You'll
I mean,
find
I'm not
it.
going to lie. That's maybe where I would go for it.
Yeah, they had some kind of meme or whatever on there on sending your husband to the grocery store, and he's got like a flip book with all the pictures and everything and like directions in the store. That's like sending Joe to the grocery store.
I do need that.
Yeah. Okay, so that man, I am a hot mess. I forgot like half these things. I need to get a bay leaf, peppercorn, and let's see if I have the bay leaves up here. I think I have them in the other pantry. All right, guys, 1 second. I told you I have like cold brain here.
That's all right. We'll go through here. So the house shoe hostess is here and said she's on her way. This is one of her favorite dishes.
Heck
Thank
yeah,
you for
Gia.
joining.
Now you know if you're coming bring that peach bourbon cocktail thing that you make. You know I've got to try that. Okay, so now we are going to wind this up and just cut a little bit of twine here. And we're going to pop this into our beans. I got the beans going because I wanted to show you more of the steps than just the beginning here. But normally you would add this, so you would add your beans, and then we'll go through the different steps here. But you're going to add this to it.
Phil Morris asked if it can be made with chicken.
It can. Yep, you can definitely do this with chicken. I would recommend to do it with skin on, bone in, because that's going to give it a lot more flavor. And I would still add some sausage to it though too, to make sure you get like that depth of flavor. All right, so we have that, and then the next thing we're going to do, normally I would recommend a larger onion. I don't know why, but the grocery stores by us have had the tiniest little baby onions lately, but normally you want like a medium to a large size onion.
And we have a comment that says, you have an audience of nursing staff from Alberta here. We love your kitchen.
Hey,
Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for joining
you.
from Alberta. Probably nice and chilly up there. This would be perfect.
Yes, this is definitely comfort food at its finest. It's so, so delicious. I can't get over, like, I was blown away with how rich it was, where, you know, I'm used to adding like a lot of seasonings into something, and this, you do have the seasonings in the bag here, but then you're pulling this out and you're really going off of just all of the other profiles of like the meat, the duck fat, the carrot. And I think we have 3 cloves. Now, in the directions, it has you putting the cloves in the onion, which you can definitely do. I love garlic, and especially with it being cold and then being a little bit under the weather, I personally prefer to just put the garlic directly into the beans and then just kind of have that melt while it's baking in the oven. So that's what we're going to do today. And we're just going to peel this off. Yeah, I'm so excited. I can't believe it's been so long. You guys will also have to message me, like, what should we be making next? I always love to get new ideas. Joe and I were talking, we were thinking about the next one, maybe even doing a dessert and doing bananas Foster. That was one of the first lives we've ever done with you guys. And that was a lot of fun. I almost set the kitchen on fire, you know, memories.
Yeah, we definitely had some good ones from that one.
Yeah.
That one and the pizza. Those were the two. I think they were like number 1 and number 2. And
yeah.
we started the kitchen on fire with both.
Yeah, that was awesome. And, you know, I wait until we remodel the kitchen, and then it's like, oh yeah, now let's set it on fire. That seems like a great idea. Okay, so I'm just going to double check the directions one more time here. I just made it, so you would think that I would know all of this, but
yeah, we still got a little bit of the brain fog from the last 2 weeks of being sick.
Yeah, and everyone, you guys sent so many messages, and I appreciate it because I tried pretty much everything that everyone sent and ended up feeling, you know, quite a bit better within 5 days, where Joe, it took like 2 weeks. But I still have that brain fog going on.
I was just milking it so I could sit in bed and let you serve me.
Right. Yeah, he wasn't really stuffy or anything. I'm just like, you're faking this just to lay in bed all day.
Alyssa Nolte said, my Italian grandmother used to make a stew made with lamb and lots of Italian cheeses. It was delicious.
Ooh, I need to know more about this. It's hard to beat a good stew. It's comfort food. It's the best leftovers.
We got one yes to bananas Foster. The House Shoe Hostess says, I think I have pictures of those lives.
Hey,
saving that
don't
stuff.
share.
Yeah,
don't share
saving that stuff for blackmail.
Yeah, I thought that we were friends here. Okay, so we are taking, let me just pronounce this again, the ventrichet cured pork belly, which, you know how bad I just want to cook this as is and just make it. So we're going to take this, slice it in half. Oh, I got a little bit of garlic peeled.
All right, we did have a couple requests for tank updates, guys. We don't really have much in the way of updates yet. It's still, he's getting biopsies done, so we're waiting. I think Friday we should have updates for what's going on with him. So those that don't know, he's been to the vet. He's under the weather, not doing well, so hoping for good results.
Yeah. Okay, so, oh, and I need to cut up. I started to prep this one. So let's do this so we can have an easy transfer on the way over. We're going to do that. We have our garlic. I'm going to finish. You're going to do 1 carrot and just chop it up. And I like to do a big carrot, so this is going to be, I would say about a cup of chopped carrot. So we have all of that. Let me just put this aside here. And now we're going to go add this into the beans. Now again, I already started the beans, so what you would do, you're going to follow the directions exactly. You're going to soak the beans overnight, put them in the pot, fill it up with about 3 inches of water above the beans because they're going to cook for about an hour. And when you fill it up with water, you're going to add all of these delicious ingredients to it, so then those beans really absorb that flavor. So let's go ahead and head over here. And I'm going to need to add a little bit more water. We got this going, so we're not waiting too long in here. But then you would add the water and it's going to fill it up about 3 inches above that. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit. Actually, I'm going to need that for our meats. And while that's going, we're going to go ahead and get our meat ready. Okay, there we go. So, and that's the really nice part about this dish too, is you can kind of have, you can start to get everything ready. So then when you're getting ready to put the dish together and it's going to go in the oven for, I think it's like about 3 hours, and then it's going to go up to 400 degrees. You can have everything ready to go. So then you can quickly assemble, pop in the oven, and then you smell the food all day, which that's my favorite. A slow cooked meal is just the best. Okay, so now we're going to prep everything. Let's go ahead and we're going to start with actually everything that we're going to put in the pan. So we have 3 fully cooked Doug legs.
Doug legs?
Dog legs.
Yeah.
Help me out. I told you I'm struggling. So we have these.
I'm wondering where they get the Doug legs from.
I've got nothing.
Okay, so just to be clear, they are duck legs.
They're duck legs.
Okay.
Oh, and so...
love me some duck.
Yeah, and these, they're fully cooked. So one thing I love to do with these duck leg confit is make tacos out of them. It is so good. It is so, so good. So if you happen to have leftovers with this meal, you probably won't. As far as like where you're not eating everything together. But if you happen to have a little bit of duck left over, make yourself a taco with it. It is so good. This meat is just going to fall apart beautifully once it's all done cooking. And then our sausage is, you guys are really stumping me. That. Joe, you try it.
I have no idea.
Come on, French it up. This sausage is so good. I ate this really before everything else. Once it was done cooking, it was so flavorful. I've never had a sausage that was so flavorful. And this has, is it cognac in it? Where did I see that? I saw something about something in it.
Oh, you're just making stuff up.
Brandy. It has brandy in it. Yeah. I knew it had some kind of liquor in it. So All right, we're gonna get this out here and then heat up our pan. I'm just using the same pan that I had earlier, so when you guys look at it, because I literally just made this, so. No need to do more dishes than we already do.
The house shoe hostess asked if it's blood sausage. No, it was like a lot of French words.
Yeah,
it looks like.
It is.
Let me see. I'll try.
Yeah, you try it.
I'll try.
Saucisse
de canard à la. I don't know.
Hold on, I'm gonna try it.
Here it is.
Yeah, Gina, if you have not
you
been, or Gia, if you have not been on D'Artagnan's website, head over there. They have some amazing lineups of meats, great cuts of meats that it's really hard to find locally. So it's perfect that you can just order it right online. It ships it right to your door, and it's there normally with just a couple of days. I think they ship just about everything second day air too.
D'Artagnan Food said duck Armagnac sausage is what it is.
Duck Armagnac sauce. It's so good. It is super flavorful. I'm going to throw that back in here. So we're going to heat up our pan, and then we're just going to put a nice little sear on everything while our beans are going. And then we're going to prep the rest of our meat and then the rest of our dish here. So come on over, guys. I'm going to grab some water here. So you want a nice sized skillet because we're going to throw all of this meat in there. Now, the duck is already cooked, so all we're doing is we're just going to brown the skin on there. The same with the sausage. We're not cooking the sausage. We're just going to brown the outside, give it a little bit of color, and that gives it a nice flavor. So when is the last time that we went live?
It's been a few months.
I think it was before my birthday. Man, it's been a while.
Too long.
Yeah, we definitely need to get back in the groove. I swear, just between the holidays and then everything else like that with, definitely getting back in the groove, guys. So any requests, let us know.
Let's check on those beans.
Yeah, so those are getting nice and good. Just push that around. You know, act like I'm doing something in there. Now, let's come over and check on this. Okay, so normally you would turn... I hear you. You're good.
Coming in hot.
Yeah, don't sneak up on me now. Normally you're going to turn this up to 400 degrees. I've had this in the oven trying to play with the temperature to make sure it was done by time we were going live and everything. So you can see that by cooking it just a little bit longer at 300 degrees, I achieved that beautiful crust. Yay, I'm so excited. It smells so good in here, guys. This is the hardest part about shooting live is because you know, we typically have one in the oven ready to go of whatever we're making. So it's like you smell that.
Plus, it's actually our dinner. So, like, we haven't eaten dinner yet. And we normally eat at, like, 5:30. Yeah. So, I'm starving. Literally.
Yeah. You're fine. All right. I'm just going to swap these boards out.
Sweet Monkey said, oh, my God, that looks so good. Hushu Hostess said, oh, my gosh. We've got a hi, Danielle and Joe from DMRW. Guys. And yeah, all good. No questions, though.
Okay. So, again, this dish is really easy to make. It just has a few different steps to it. And it is, and you can make it ahead of time. That's something else that we like to talk about on here is, you know, how long does it hold up for? Can I make it ahead of time for a meal? Absolutely. So you can make this a couple days in advance, and it tastes amazing. And to me personally, again, stews, soups, anything like this is always better the next day because those flavors really just marry together. And to me, this falls right in line with that. And we were eating this up until a week afterwards. You know, So I would say it holds up for a week in the fridge. And I'm just going to flip the sausages just a couple times. Again, we just want to get them a little bit brown. The skin on the duck is going to brown up nicely, but we just leave that part alone because that does take a little bit. Duck skin is very thick, so it takes a little bit to really render that down a little bit. And then we'll hold off on that part.
Brian said you're pretty.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's all.
I'll take it.
If you haven't noticed, Danielle's testing out a new tattoo.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fake one for now, but
Yeah, I put it all on my arm. You know, in the packet that it came with, it had like a butterfly in it. I was trying to talk Joe into letting me put it around his belly button, and he wouldn't let me do that. Like, such a sore sport. Yeah, I've been debating about getting an arm tattoo for a long time. I just got the one right here completely removed. That took 4 or 5 years to get that done. So Joe's ready to kill me because I'm like, now I want to get something else. That one wasn't done well. So, yeah, I'm playing around with it because with it being on your arm, I remember Joe waking up the next day after he got his forearm done, and it scared the crap out of him. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to, and I've had him on a little bit for the past month or so.
just taking them for a test drive.
Yeah, I'm just
Good idea.
putting it on, wearing it, and I want to see, like, with my day-to-day and the stuff that, put that back there to try not to make the smoke alarms go off. Just see if I like it in my day-to-day, because I've already committed with the appointment. I've already picked out, like, doing a full sleeve and everything like that, so.
We do have a question from Philip Morris asking, does the kit come frozen or like packed in dry ice, or how does it arrive?
It does. So let's go ahead and go over here, because we're just going to give that just another minute there. So the kit arrives frozen. So when you receive it, go ahead and put it in the fridge, and it takes about 1.5 to 2 days to unthaw. And it comes with, again, really everything that you need except for like some of the spices. But even like the duck fat, the demi-glace, everything like that comes with it frozen. And you use about 1/3 of the duck fat. So I pop it back in the freezer and then just use it as I'm making different meals. I actually just used it in a couple different dishes, and it adds a great flavor. So everything will end up getting used too.
Keeper of the Plants said that's an awesome range. Who makes it?
That is Heston. Heston Home.
Look at that smile when she said it. It's like when you say the word Heston, you just have to smile, don't you?
It's my baby.
It looks like a spaceship.
It's my baby.
It's definitely got way too many buttons for me to operate. I just use one burner so I don't mess it up.
Yeah, don't touch my stove. Joe, he always asks a question before going over there. I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's good. Don't mess with it too much. It's
Joe's
actually
Transformation said, hello
good.
there, nice to meet you.
Hi,
Thanks
guys.
For joining us.
So now we are taking the garlic sausage. We're just going to slice it in half, and then we're just going to slice about 1/4-inch pieces. It is
Joe Girl Joe said,
good.
Joe, do you cook? Nah.
No.
Why would I cook when I have this cook?
Yeah. So we go out the other day, and I swear he only does this to try to like get on my good side and make me cook all the meals, because I love going out to eat. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love to go out to eat and order like everything. I'm not going to eat it all. I just want a bite of everything. So like tapas restaurants and stuff like that, that's like, I absolutely love it because you can just go take a bite of everything. But we go to, when we were in Raleigh the other day, we go to a barbecue joint, and I'm just like, oh, so Joe gets the ribs. So what do you think? He's like, yours are better. Like, how are my ribs better? These are championship ribs. There's no way my ribs are better. He's like, nope, yours are better. I'm like, how's the macaroni and cheese? Yours is better. I'm like, I think you're just trying to get on my good side or something. But
then I had to explain it to her that she has literally honed all of her dishes to my individual taste. So it's like, how can somebody, even if it's a championship rib, compare with that?
yeah, that is true. I never looked at it that way. That is funny though. So now we're just taking the sausages that we just browned. We're going to cut them into fours. And again, they're not cooked. It's just browning for that extra flavor.
And that's because it's going in the pot. I'm going to cook in there.
Yep. This is cooking for 3 hours. Let's see.
See, guys, I know this stuff.
You're professional, babe. We're baking it uncovered for 2.5 to 3 hours at 325 degrees. And then we're going to crank it up to 400 degrees and then cook it for 45 minutes. So this is going to have plenty of time, and we want to get that beautiful fat that's in the sausage. It's going to render down in with the beans and just, it's so good. It's so good. You guys have got to try this. All right, what part I'm missing one thing. Oh, I got to pull out the other thingy and cut it up. Let me go ahead and grab that, and I'll just bring it over here.
And I see you still have the duck over there in the pan. That just goes in after?
It does. So that's going to be part of our assembly. And I'll show you guys that part here in a second.
We have had a bunch of new people join, so do you want to just tell them real quick what we're making?
Yeah, thank you for joining us, guys. We are making cassoulet. So this is a classic French dish, and we got the kit from D'Artagnan. The kit comes with all of the meats, all the major components to making this classic dish, and it's really easy. We're just going over the different steps, and this makes a great Valentine's Day gift, or just a great gift in general, because food is always good. It's always a good option for giving out. So now we're just going to cut the pork into chunks, and we're going to throw it back in.
Smoking what's? Hiding in the bathroom at work again.
You give way too much information, buddy. Giving a play-by-play. But I do appreciate you making it weird.
Yeah, the dedication is,
Yeah, because you do know Joe. He likes to make it weird too. Just cut this up. And normally when you're pulling this out, you're going to let it cool and everything for a little bit. But since we're moving along on this, I want to make sure that we're hitting all of the steps that we can. And my fingers can handle the heat at this point. Joe brought that up the other day. I was getting a coffee, and he's like, oh, do you want the sleeve? No, I'm good. All right, so let's go ahead and let me think of how I want to do this. Let's go ahead and prep everything, and then we're going to assemble over here. So I'm just going to move this over here really quick. You can stay there. I'm going to come back here.
House Shoe Hostess said she makes this dish often, and definitely having a kit with everything in it is fantastic.
It makes it so much easier versus trying to hunt down all the ingredients. I mean, that's the one thing that, it can make cooking not as enjoyable. I mean, that's, to me, cooking, baking, grilling, anything that you're doing, it should be enjoyable if you're going to be doing that. So, yeah, this definitely hits that mark for sure.
Plus, when it's all coming meats from D'Artagnan, you know they're going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah, we made the ribs the other day, and Joe's just like, don't change anything ever again. Get these ribs, make it this way. I'm like, all right, babe, all right. I gotcha.
One more time on what the dish is called, someone just asked.
We are making cassoulet.
Cassoulet, and it's a kit available from D'Artagnan.
Yep, and this has, duck, it has beans, it has different sausages. We have pork in it. It's so flavorful. And especially, so now we're getting into a lot of extra flavor. We have a duck and veal demi-glace. We're going to go ahead. So you'll want a large, I like to use measuring cup.
Yeah.
A large measuring cup. Thank you. I'm telling you. Maybe I need more coffee, or maybe I had too much coffee.
Do you know how much the kit is off the top of your head? Someone just asked.
I don't. They have different size kits.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I want to say that.
Maybe just jump on the website. They can find
Yeah,
it.
if you head over to d'Artagnan.com, and then I will also include a link too once the live is complete. So then you guys can hop over there. And they have coupons too, so make sure you sign up for their newsletter. They have some really great coupons available. So then you can apply that to your checkout. So this is, I was going to look for the ounces. Okay, it doesn't matter. We're pouring it all into this.
This vessel.
Yeah, this vessel. What do you call this thing? I'm telling you, man. There's just not enough coffee to help the sickness brain move forward. 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. I'm going to do, since normally I would add a little bit of salt to the beans. I forgot. So I'm just going to throw a little bit in here. You don't need a lot. With all of the meats and the richness from those meats, especially the pork and the sausages, you don't need a lot of salt. So personally for this dish, and I love salt, so personally for this dish, I would recommend to follow the directions. You can add a pinch like I did, and then season it at the very end if you find that it needs it. Making it the first time, definitely I did not feel like it needed anything else. It's so good.
Was I supposed to remind you to check on that?
Yes.
Just
Don't let me mess up.
Just making sure. Should we come peek?
Yeah. Ignore the dirty stove. So let's see if the liquids, we got a little bit in there. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out and just let it rest. Or maybe I'm just going to sit over here and just eat that. It smells so good. So when it's all done, it has a beautiful crust on the top. It's just, so you get a little bit of that crispiness. I'm all about the crunch factor, guys. Like chips is my number one thing in the whole wide world. Okay, so.
And the house shoe hostess
paste
came through for us. She said the kits sell from $99 to $240 depending on the size, and they've got a $30 coupon on their site. So
awesome, thank you, Gia. She spoils me. We're going to add 1 3/4 cups of water. Let me just make sure it's 3/4. Yeah, 1 3/4. I've been doing that so bad with being under the weather. You guys know that I'm dyslexic. So I was trying to write a check the other day. It took me 4 times to write a check because it had like 4 numbers on it. And I kept getting them backwards. And then let's whisk this up. So this is going to go into the pot with the beans and all the sausage. This is so flavorful, and the tomato just gives it that nice little depth of flavor too. Not like it already doesn't have it with all the delicious meats in it, but why not? Okay.
so funny because whenever she makes anything with meat, my number one complaint is usually there's not enough meat.
Yeah.
This thing was like no complaints. Yeah. It has plenty of meat, lots of variation.
And
so good.
That's the one Joe's like, so what's this one? What's this one? What's this one? That was the only question. Okay, so we're going to go over some of the directions just because I want to make sure that, again, I'm doing it right, but we'll go over it since we're doing this live too. So we're going to grease the bottom and the sides of a 4-quart enamel cast iron pot or a oven-safe casserole, casserole dish. We're going to add about 1 tablespoon of duck fat into the bottom. Let me turn this off. I can hear that the water's out of there. So let's go ahead and start with that. So we have our duck fat. Now, when you receive the duck fat, I'll open it up and show it to you guys. I have one that's already open, and it's been by the stove, so it's already melted. It's easier to open than this, guys. It's just nails. Okay, so you can see that it's fairly solid. Now I have had this out for a hot minute, so you can see the edges are a little bit soft, but you can take that and then take a paper towel and wipe it in there, and that makes it really easy, which is what we're going to do here. You could also pop it in the microwave. Just take it out, whatever you're wanting to use, put it in a microwave safe bowl, and then just microwave it for a few seconds to loosen it up. Now we're just going to do this here. And duck fat adds such a great richness to a dish. I love to just have it in the freezer. Nope, that one's empty. I love to just have it in the freezer, so then if you're making like a chicken dish, or even if you're making like a dish where it's just vegetables, but you want to get a little bit of that rich flavor in there, like a stir fry, this works perfect. Okay, so we're going to grease the sides and the bottom. We already did that. Spread half of the bean mixture in an even layer. Then we're going to put in all of our sausages and then top the rest of the beans on top. We're going to drizzle some of the duck fat, put the remaining beans on top. We're going to pour this over it, and then a little bit more duck fat. So we're going to move over here. Joe, you remember all that? So I can leave the directions there?
I don't think you remember all that. Might as well bring the directions.
I don't need any directions. Famous last words. That's the one thing that...
No, the famous last words are, oh no, I forgot it.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, it happens a lot. I don't get it. Okay. Now, again, for a lot of people just joining us, our beans have been cooking, and we had a little bag of herbs in there, our cheesecloth bag. We're going to pull that out. We have an onion in there. Now, another option too with the onion, if you wanted to get a little bit more of that flavor, I had debated about trying it today, but I wanted to stick with the classic recipe, is chopping that up and just leaving that in there. And I did have 3 large garlic cloves that should be placed in the onion, but because I love garlic, and I did it one other time before and just loved that flavor, I left the garlic cloves in here, so then when I just mix it together, it's going to just fall apart and really just melt into those beans. So
and while you're eating it, somebody's going to get a treat.
Yeah. Yeah, some people, if you don't like, a stronger garlic flavor, but really by the time it's done cooking and everything, it's melting. Like, it's literally going to be melted into it. Okay. Now we're going to place half of the beans in the bottom. And you can smell the herbs and everything from these beans just from having that packet in there. It's so good. Okay, so now let's do our sausages in that part first. In this part, they had brought up putting that on top of the duck, but with stews and stuff like that, I always feel like it's such a forgiving dish that it doesn't have to be 100% exact. That's just my opinion. Which some people probably would not agree with, especially on a classic dish. But again, I like to have fun with cooking.
I don't know. French chefs are known for their, flexibility and things, aren't they?
So we're gonna mix the meat here.
They're known for just going with the flow, right?
Yeah, when you have a classic dish, it's really specific ones. When you have a classic dish, it's very making sure it's exact. We have all the flavors, so it's not really going to change anything there.
And everybody who knows you, they know you're a rule breaker.
Yeah, I'm definitely a rule breaker. I've had people say they look at my comments when somebody's not thrilled with something the way that I did it, and my response to them, which my favorite one is, "You must be fun to party with." And they say that they follow me off of that. So now we're going to add some of the duck fat on here. And again, you can melt this in the microwave. I haven't done that yet. I felt like by the time I'm adding all of these warm ingredients, it just kind of melts together as is. So do that and then pop the rest of the beans on top. Man, this other pan came in just in time. I was like, what am I going to make this in? Because I've already used a few of the pans in.
Well, somebody's speaking your language. Mac2893 asked, would you put that over mashed potatoes?
Yes.
Danielle would put anything over mashed potatoes.
You can put anything with mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes make everything better all the time. Okay, so to be honest, you don't have to, because the beans are going to, and when we pull out some of the dish that we already have done, you guys will see like that the beans will, some are going to be softer. You're still going to have the crunch from the top of them. Let me just do this. But mashed potatoes make everything better. I went on a diet one time, like, not one time.
A low carb diet.
One of the diets that I went on.
A no carb diet. Actually.
It was a no carb diet, and it was like
I warned her,
super
guys.
strict.
I told her not to do it.
Yeah.
Only because I knew how hangry she was going to be, and that I would have to deal with it.
Yeah. And Joe, we went to a Amish breakfast place, and Joe ordered like donuts, and like I can handle that. I can handle looking at the desserts and saying no to that. But then when they came out with these like beautiful crispy potatoes, I lost it. I was just like, that's it. I'm done. And
Lucas
now we're
said
pouring
spicy food. So we've had this before, and I didn't feel like it's too spicy. Like the sausage and everything doesn't
No,
have
this
any.
is not spicy whatsoever. It's just really rich in flavor. Like the one sausage has a brandy in it, and you can really taste that. I mean, it's not a strong brandy flavor. You can tell like it's been reduced down, but it has a really nice rich flavor. But no, not spicy whatsoever. So we added that on top. We are going to add a little bit more of the duck fat. Our oven is preheated to, probably should have melted this just a little bit for the topping. Our oven is preheated to 325 degrees. And you can see, like, here's an example of the garlic clove I just left in there. You can see it's just
butter.
Yeah. So you can just mix that right in. Again, if you like a stronger garlic flavor, which it's, yeah, I don't think it's strong. You'd have to ask Joe on that one, though, because I'm a garlic lover, and he's just like, you put too much in here.
Okay, so someone's telling me, Joe, it would be a lot easier to read questions from the question box instead of the comments. Yeah, maybe. I don't know where that is. I don't know how to do this. I'm not a professional.
Is there a question box?
I don't know. I just see the comments and everything rolling through the bottom, so that's what I go by. Okay. So I'll have to look at that. Thank you. Lucas said, I eat mine spicy, thanks. So, yeah, throw in whatever you like in there.
Yeah, so I'm curious, when you make it, are you adding a certain spice to it to make it spicy, or are you using a spicier sausage?
You're just smashing it with the hot sauce afterwards.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to throw this in the oven here.
The house shoe hostess said, after seeing this, I don't want my dinner now.
I doubt that. Your food is always making my mouth water, especially that fried chicken. I had to get some fried chicken yesterday. It's like, I can't take it anymore.
Rake
so
PR said, love your recipes, and threw up the Canadian flag up there. So some more from Canada. Thanks for joining. I was just complaining today that it was slightly cold on my walk, so you know I was like 50.
Yeah, and people up north don't want to hear that.
Yeah, I kind of forget about that. I mean, we're from Michigan originally, so we've lived it, but.
All right, so let me see if I have a pretty dish down here. How do I want to serve this? Yeah, let me get one of these. Okay, we're going to serve this family style. So I also do want to let you guys know of I keep flinging stuff. I don't even know where it's coming from. I do want to let you guys know about an event that D'Artagnan is throwing. So it is their annual Cassoulet War. It's going to be over 20 chefs will battle for Cassoulet supremacy in our annual event. Join in the fray, eat cassoulet, and vote for your favorite. And it's in New York. I kind of feel like we should be going to this, Joe. I always look for any excuse to go to New York City because you can do this and then you can go eat some amazing food, check out the, Broadway. There's so much to do there. But anyway, head over to D'Artagnan's website and the tickets can be purchased on Eventbrite. I feel like I can't talk. Let me have a sip of coffee here. Okay. So general admission is $85. The event is going to be right around 2.5 hours long. So you can try a bunch of different meals. And yeah, this sounds awesome. This walk around tasting includes plenty of, some different drinks. So yeah, head over to their website. Again, it is D'Artagnan Presents Annual Cassoulet War. And I got a little bit of water on it, so ignore that part.
Let me zoom in on that part.
Yeah. Get out of here. But that sounds like a really fun event. And it's in February. I don't have any plans then, Joe.
Did you guys see that smile? You see what I have to deal with.
The last time we went to New York, well, actually, you didn't go to New York when it was wintertime there. I went with your mom and
I refused.
my friend. Yeah.
Too cold.
I love it. I absolutely love it. You get to dress up nice and cute. Boot weather. Boot weather, guys.
I got rid of all my boots.
Yeah, you did. When we moved, he got rid of all of his gear. Okay, so you guys can see this beautiful crust. And that is the duck skin. It smells so good. Let me go and turn this off. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'm going to turn that off. No. Joe, if you want to zoom in here, I'm moving the legs so then you guys can see. So the beans are nice and soft. So you're getting a really nice consistency of, you'd asked if you should serve this with mashed potatoes. These beans are soft, so you're getting a great texture there, but you're also going to have the crust from the top of the dish and the meats, the different meats that we have in here. I can't even focus now. All I can think about is just eating this. Look at how amazing that looks. I got to show you guys this one. Look at that beautiful little pork belly. It's so crispy. That's mine. I know that Joe's already going to go on something.
If she put that down, it was going. It was getting gone. Right, I
wasn't born yesterday. I've been with you for a hot minute. I know if I want it, it's got to be put aside. Hide it in a spot that he'll never look.
I was going to snatch it right out of her hand, but I thought that might be rude on a live.
Oh, I'm sure everybody would love it. And you can see these sausages. Let me grab a fork here. Hey, I saw that. Yeah, you can see these sausages, the nice crispiness on there. And actually, this garlic sausage. That was, or is, I shouldn't say was, because I'm about to eat it again, is so amazing. This just makes me so happy. Food just makes everything better. Let me move this down just a little bit. And if you wanted to add a little bit of color on top, you can always add parsley. Personally, I like it just like this. It is a very rustic dish. Oh, and you can see like some of that duck just fall apart in the bottom there. I'm putting it aside. That's mine. Don't touch.
Now's a good time too, guys. If you have questions, go ahead and throw them in there and we'll get to them before we're done.
Yeah, I want to show you guys what's the best way. It's so pretty. I want to take a picture of it. But let's go in and just flip. You can see the duck is just falling apart. Look at that beautiful pull apart meat. So you can see why I say, like, if you happen, I mean, you're not going to, but if you happen to have any of this meat left over, this makes the best tacos. And you're going on D'Artagnan's website, you're already buying the kit, go over to their duck selection, and then they have these available. So then you can purchase them, get that skin nice and crispy, and then throw it in the oven, follow the directions on cooking it, which it's super simple since it's already cooked. You're just really cooking it to render it down a little bit longer. And yeah, I mean, you can see that bone just fell right off there. Beautiful meat. But chop up that skin with it. Dogs are gonna be so happy with me because I just have food all over the floor. But chop it up and throw it in a taco, and it is so, so delicious.
We got one question. Just says, I don't eat duck. Would you suggest like a bone-in chicken or boneless or?
I would definitely do a bone-in skin-on chicken, and I would treat it really the exact same way. So since your chicken is not going to be cooked, I would just sear the outside of the skin with the sausages. Go ahead and do that. Follow the rest of the steps that we just did, and then cook it in the oven for the same amount of time, and it's going to fall apart the exact same way.
Awesome.
Oh, guys, this just, you can hear that. It smells so good. It looks so good. And those beans and carrots and garlic, that is so good. Oh, I'm so excited.
Give them a bite shot or what?
You know I hate eating on camera. Joe always tries to get me to eat on camera. Every time. Which I did say I was going to do. So a bunch of people voted on, I'm going to start shooting myself in videos. So days that we do lives like this, I'm going to shoot ahead of time and make some different dishes because I already have my makeup and hair done, because you guys don't want to see what I'm wearing like when I actually make a reel. I look like a hot mess. My hair's thrown up. There's no makeup on. I'm wearing pajamas, sweatpants, whatever. So yeah, I do need to start getting used to this. It's just so weird.
Can't believe you ate it. Oh my God. Now don't talk with your mouth full. Nobody wants to hear that.
I'm not giving you anything to eat tonight.
Mac2893 said you could you probably could use some chicken thighs in there. So yeah, I'm sure that would be good. Skin on.
Oh, that is so good. That is so good, guys. Take my little pork belly and eat that.
I was hoping you were going to forget about that.
I ain't forgetting about that. So, yeah, I mean, with all the flavors, you don't need anything extra in this. It is so delicious.
Yeah, the sausage adds so much flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, like the duck, I mean, the last time we had this, the depth of the flavor was just lots of layers in there going on.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
And it's very hearty and filling.
It is. With these beans, again, some are soft, some are a little bit crunchy, so you're getting a lot of different textures in it, which to me is key when you're having, you know, to have a successful dish, is to have a little bit of that, you know, the crunchy, the soft, all those different flavors in it, or textures. But oh, this is so good. It is so good. I can't get over it. All right, one more bite. Anyone have any questions while I'm eating?
Show one more close up here too. I have to get off this thing so I can actually have some.
Mm-mm. It's so delicious. Okay, let me take a drink of water because I can't talk with food in my mouth. All right, guys, so this is a great slow cooker meal. It makes a great gift. It makes a great thing to just buy for yourself, too. Like if you want to stay in, date night in, which is always Joe's preference. Anytime that, we can just stay in and just relax, this is definitely a great meal to check out. It takes right around 5 hours total, so it's a great slow cooker meal. Just get the beans started the night before, soaking, put everything together, throw it in the oven, and that's really it. And then you have a delicious meal. And even if you buy the larger kit, I mean, you can just make it for 2 people or 4 people, but buy the larger kit, and then you can have leftovers for the rest of the week. I'm all about leftovers, though. Anytime that you can make it a little bit easier, almost like a meal prep for yourself, but so good.
Alyssa Nolte said this was so enjoyable. You guys enjoyed
Thank
that
you.
meal. It looks great. Thank you so much. Sant says yummy. Use what you got is the one who told me about the message question box, and she sent a little question and I saw the box, so thank you for that. That's very helpful. I'll bring that up on our next live because you're right, it would be easier to find questions in that space for sure. So thank you for that tip, and I think that's it. I don't see any other questions.
All right, guys, well, thank you for joining us. We will definitely be going live again here soon.
One more time, what did we make and where can they get it?
We made cassoulet. Go over to D'Artagnan's website. I'm going to include a link. I'll do it actually in my stories to make it a little bit easier, but it's d'Artagnan.com. Head over there. This is their cassoulet kit, and they have different size kits that will feed a different amount of people. So this is their smallest kit, and you can see it's a nice size. So this is definitely going to be leftovers for like 2 to 3 days for Joe. And this is just half the beans. The other half is still in the pot there with my hidden duck meat that I'm not giving Joe. But yeah, head over to their website, check them out. They have a great lineup, and this is a perfect Valentine's Day dinner. Anybody can make it. The directions are very straightforward and super easy. So
One question just came through asking if you've ever tried making it in an Instapot.
I have not. So I don't do a lot of that style cooking. I'm definitely more of a slow cooking person. I could see doing the beans in the pot versus on the stove because you're just pushing the moisture in a little bit sooner. I'm not sure how much quicker it would get done. Yeah, I'm not positive on that one. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. That's all of our questions.
All right, guys. Well, any questions, you can always just DM me. And thank you for tuning in. We will keep you notified when we're going live again.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.